Aujourd'hui, au bout de ça, on parle de puces qu'on pourra s'implanter. Ce sera quand ça?
Certainement dans les 10 années à venir. Et d'abord, on va les implanter dans nos vêtements, c'est-à-dire wearables, comme on le dit. Et après, on pourrait s'imaginer qu'on les implante dans nos cerveaux ou dans notre peau. Et à la fin, peut-être il y a une communication directe entre notre cerveau et le monde digital. Ce que nous voyons, c'est une sorte de fusion du monde physique, digital et biologique.
On appelle quelqu'un, on n'a même plus le réflexe de devoir prendre un appareil, ça se fait naturellement, hein. La technique continue le corps.
Oui, vous parlez et vous dites, je veux maintenant être connecté avec n'importe qui.
Hein?
Et d'abord, vous avez les robots personnalisés. Et j'ai vu que M. Zuckerberg a prédit qu'à la fin de l'année, il va avoir son robot, son butler personnalisé qui est à sa disposition.
Donc, comme dans Downton Abbey, on aura son butler personnel, son serviteur, son esclave.
Oui, mais il y a une différence. C'est un serviteur qui, avec l'intelligence artificielle, apprend et qui n'est pas seulement votre assistant pour des travaux manuels, qui peut vraiment être un partenaire intellectuel de vous.
All right, Shalom. This is your brother Nahalia from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. It's Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15, and it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." All right, I want to go into a lesson through the Spirit on the clip you just saw. It's a clip of Klaus Schwab, all right, who is the executive chairman, all right, of the World Economic Forum. All right. And he explained in 2016 an agenda that we now see playing out in real time. All right. According to prophecy. All right. Verse 16 again says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead." All right. And we know that to be the charagma. All right. When you go into the Greek word. All right. It says a stamp and imprinted mark. All right. Of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand. All right. And then when you jump down, it says a scratch or etching. All right. The lexicon says a stamp and imprinted mark. All right. And this is what we're coming into. All right. This is the time that we're coming into. All right. Most people believe that this is not going to play out in real time. But now we see, as we get closer and closer to the end, that this is the agenda. All right. And you can see that this conversation was dated back to 2016. All right. Lord willing, I'll be able to grab the link to the actual interview and put it in the description for those who may want to go and look at it in its full context. All right. But I want to highlight that point again through the Spirit, because, again, this system that's being developed around us, all right, before our eyes, all right, goes really back to prophecy, back to the words of the Heavenly Father. All right. And that's what people are going to find out the hard way in most cases, because these things have been told to our people. All right. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the rest of the world for that matter as well. But the Lord's concern is for you Israelites. All right. Beginning with the elect, which is a remnant of our people. But prophecy has said that there will be a mark that the world will be forced to be faced with. All right. And this is what we see coming down, developing news after news article. Progression. All right. When you look at what he mentioned It was a form of gradualism from wearables to what he mentioned as the end goal. All right. And you've seen him talk about this even more often in these recent months. All right. The elder in Dallas and the elder in London touched this in great detail, going back five or more years ago. And now we see these things begin to play into fruition with CBDCs, and you can look that up. All right, some words I'll abbreviate for the sake of this lesson, Lord willing, being posted to edify. But this is the time that we're coming into. All right, this system is going to be contingent on humans being merged with technology, just to say the least. Now, this is Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 5. And it reads, "Behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you." All right. And here it is. All right. All of this evidence is pointing towards a charagma, all right, of a digital nature. And you still have camps that teach that the MOTB is something other than what is being made plain through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. Now, when you look at this guy, it says he founded what will become the World Economic Forum, where he currently serves as executive chairman. All right. So let's look at the World Economic Forum. It says the World Economic Forum is an international non-governmental and lobbying organization based on Colony Canton of Geneva, Switzerland. It was founded on January 24th, 1971, by German engineer and economist Klaus Schwab. The foundation, which is mostly funded by its 1,000 member companies, typically global enterprises with more than $5 billion in turnover, as well as public subsidies, views its own mission as improving the state of the world by engaging business, political, academic, and other leaders of society to shape global, regional, and industry agendas. All right, so this is the executive of this company, all right, that has many members, all right. Matter of fact, let's see if we can go into some detail on possibly the membership. Look at the examples of the membership, all right. Let's see. I wonder if they have a list of it. All right. But yes, this is the organization that he's head over. All right. And what you see is that their agenda is to transition this world. And they keep mentioning fourth industrial revolution. And you can look that up as well. For the sake of this video, I'm going to keep certain topics as the title, and you can do some research on it. All right. But you see this company, this organization, not even a company, this organization. And the head of this organization, even back in 2016, named what they felt was their agenda that we now see playing out in real time. All right. When it look at this. All right. It says, let's grab some pieces of this. This is interesting. It says the World Economic Forum claims to be impartial and that it is not tied to any political, partisan, or national interest. And what does that sound like? That sounds like the elites. All right. So-called. All right. The elder in London mentioned them being national. And what that means is that they're above nationalities. All right. They know that they're Edomites. All right. They know that they know who's who as far as the other nations going back to biblical times. But they don't recognize themselves as loyal to any nation state. All right. They don't look at themselves as loyal to Russians or U.S., Hawaii or Australia. They don't look at themselves as being tied to any of these national interests. All right. And you can tell that this is one of those vehicles that they use to push forth policy. All right. Now, it says, again, it claims to be impartial and that it is not tied to any political, partisan or national interests. All right. And that's what we see. All right. This company. All right. Because we do understand as well that the image is going to be global. It's not going to just reside in a set location, but the agenda is to have this be a global, unified system. All right. and its foundation is the charagma. Think about everyone having a QR code. Instead of signing into multiple Google accounts, instead of having multiple passwords for all of your financial situations, imagine having a QR code or a barcode. That's exactly the agenda that they are going to present to the world as a convenience. So now your barcode or your charagma can give you access to your vehicle, your home, your bank accounts, all right, your personal records, your medical, your health records. Is going to be presented as something that is convenient. And you can see that even back in 2016, this was always the agenda. But through gradualism to get the masses involved, all right, they've used this process of time and crises, which is a whole different subject in itself. All right, now it says here, it says the WEF is chaired by founder and executive chairman, Professor Klaus Schwab, and is guided by a board of trustees that is made up of leaders from business, politics, academia, and civil society. Members of the board of trustees, past or present, include, all right, and here's a list of them. All right. Now, when you look at it, it shows you this shows you that this is not just a agenda that's tied to one location. Because look at this. One name I recognize is this guy, Jack Ma. All right. He's the former executive chairman of Alibaba. All right. He's a billionaire. All right. And this is Moab. All right. So as much as you see on the news, Moab or the so-called Chinese being against the West, these type of forums, these type of organizations show you that there's a bigger plan at play. All right. If you can receive it. Most people are too locked into what they've been fed on a national level that they can't really grasp what's actually happening through the spirit. But this is all a move to make these things global. All right. There was a concert that they did with a lot of major artists called Global Citizens. Matter of fact, let's see if I can pull it up really quick. There's always been this agenda to make everybody as one. All right. Yeah. Global Citizen Festival. All right. So there's always been this agenda being pushed forth. All right. And now is no different. This is Babylon and the Tower of Babel second try. I won't even say second try because they've always tried to make the nations all one people. But this is the closest they're ever going to get to it. All right. According to prophecy. All right. Now, let me get this. Because what does the charagma, all right, represent? All right. It represents a unification of all people on the planet under one system. All right. And this is why in Revelation, the 13th chapter, it says that all who will not worship the beast should be killed, because to be killed is not necessarily being put to death physically. That is a part of it, and that will be a part of it. But another part of it is to be cut out of society. So your access to your necessities is going to be dependent on your submission to this MOTB system. OK, so when you go to the word killed. All right, this is the word killed. It says, let's get it.
Strong's G 615. Apartino. Apartino.
All right. Outline of biblical usage says to kill in any way, whatever, to destroy, to allow to perish. Metaphorically, to extinguish, abolish. All right. To inflict mortal death. Now, when you go into this word abolish, it says put an end to, formally put an end to. All right. To end the observance or effect of, to complete. Matter of fact, let's get this one. It says to completely do away with something. So if you're locked out of this system, essentially you don't have access to necessities. That's a way of extinguishing you. That's a way of locking you out and pretty much leaving you for dead. It says to kill in any way, whatever. All right. When you look up extinguish, it says douse or destroy. All right. To bring to an end. All right. Make an end of, to reduce to silence or ineffectiveness. So when you look at this, it says to extinguish. It says to reduce to silence or ineffectiveness. And how will they silence you? All right, by locking you out of this system. All right, because again, the scriptures also prophesy of a famine of the word. All right, and this system is going to remove or attempt to remove all rebels, all naysayers, all those who oppose. And one way is to lock them out of the system through not taking the MOTB. All right, and this is where everything is headed to. All right, while most people believe naively that things are going to get better, this is what's actually in play right now. All right, this idea that things are going to get better is a fairy tale. The scriptures talk about them saying peace and safety and soon sudden destruction. And you can tell by Klaus Schwab's statement in that interview from 2016. All right, from 2016, before the jab and all of these different situations were upon us. All right. These things were already being discussed by these guys who have these meetings in darkness. All right. Now, this is First Maccabees 1:41. And it says, moreover, King Antiochus or Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. All right. And now it's digitized. So now we're getting into the era where these things are going to be digitally done. Through this system of gradualism, this is the end goal. And it was already written. It was already told to us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And the foundation of that is going to be your physical submission to this system, your physical worship to this system by taking that incision. It's very plain to see for those who are spiritual. All right. Real quick. This is Titus 1:15. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. All right. Because most people are accepting the narrative that's been pushed that everything's going to get better. And it's not. And we can see that very plainly as the wicked boast of their heart's desire. All right. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. Because once you take that MOTB, all right, once those people take that MOTB, all right, the Lord's going to bring destruction. Esau's mindset is to have full control of people. All right, so that he will be as God on the earth, because whoever is in control of all of these infrastructures. All right, the globe, billions of people being placed in a database where you can just search somebody's mark and find them in the earth, find out what their health, find out their financial situation, all through the stroke of a keyboard. Your exact location, where you are, your routine, where you visit often, all of that is going to be sent to one database. Right now, the data is accessible in different platforms. Facebook is an example. Instagram is an example. All right. Different apps have different types of data for you. Google, your shopping tendencies, all of that is going to be consolidated. And the foundation of that is going to be this incision. And the gradualism of wearables has placed most people into a position where they're going to easily transition into it with little or no resistance. All right, let's go to this. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh Shema Shai, or that is worshipped, so that he as Yahweh Shema Shai sitteth in the temple of Yahweh Shema Shai, showing himself that he is Yahweh Shema Shai. This is what this system is about. All right, it's about Esau being able to exalt himself as God on earth. When you deal with the basic tenets of the occult, all right, the elites and what they actually believe, all right. This is the embodiment of it. Achieving godhood through technology, all right. And in order for them to be God, all right, here, all right, they're going to use this MOTB system, all right, to have that dominance, so that they can sit in the seat of God as they desire, and be God to the people who submit to that system. But we do understand that their plan is going to come to naught. All right. As a matter of fact, let's get that. We'll close on that. This is Job chapter 20 and 22. And it reads, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through." All right, so the moment that they believe that they have everything sewed up and it's all done, all right, the Lord's going to cast the fury of his wrath upon him. And all of those people who take that mark, all right, are going to be destroyed. Plain and simple. All right, there is no comeback for that. Those who take that mark are going to be destroyed. All right. As a matter of fact, all right, Salakia, bear with me. Matter of fact, here we go. This is Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the reason the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." So we understand that those who take that mark, who submit themselves to this system, all right, are going to be subject to the wrath of the Lord, man. All right. And this is just one small clip that shows you, and there's many articles and information that points to this, if you're able to look through a spiritual lens. All right, but I just want to touch this through the spirit. And Lord willing, this was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yashar Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word, and to the Akwath, who are believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.